Hey, it's
We got it made.
10:24. Brendan's definitely saw us. He knows we're live. I seen him join
I
when
seen
we
you.
seen you, but he's not live. He's not joining now. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he's joining now. But yo, welcome to the Quarterback Factory Show. Almost 10:30 at night. Here we are. We live. Uh, Probably not going to play some league. Play some league.
Let's
Yeah.
go until Brennan gets on. That's good.
So nobody's watching yet, but we're recording, so we'll get some good footage. Welcome to the Quarterback Factory Show. WJJZ 106.1. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My name is Michael W. Parks Jr., aka Blanco Beats, aka Technical Jedi Master. With me, as always, is the man, Pots and Pans, Dan, two N's, double L, Wetzel. What's up, dog?
What
Author
is
of the
going
Dan Rant.
on,
Can't
boy?
forget that. Author of the Dan
That
Rant.
was
What's up,
good,
dog?
man. That was good. I like the WJJR intro there too.
Smooth jazz, Barry White.
Big, what is it? Disc DJ? Is that what they call
Oh, yeah. Disc jockey.
them? Disc jockey. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But what's up, everybody?
Go Birds.
Yeah, man. We're streaming right like full steam ahead like the fucking Titanic
Yeah.
to the end of the season. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like you think about it, man. It's only a few games left. Man, like I don't want it to end. As much like I felt like December just started. Like
I know.
we're already about to turn the new year, and what comes with that is some playoff football.
Playoffs.
But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I just want to state that it's going by too fast,
Yes,
as
sir.
much as I would like it to. But I'm enjoying the season, and I'm sure everyone else is with that nice record of 13-1. So, hey, take it. I know we get the excuse of the teams that we played and stuff like that, but you know, what is this? I think the best record they've ever had
Mm-hmm.
going into these 14 games. So, hey, enjoy the ride, people.
I mean, how different are the teams we're playing compared to other teams? Like, how different, right? I mean, we play the same teams our division plays, right? We all play the same teams.
I mean,
Just
there's
about.
some
Just
yeah, just
about.
about. I
They
guess there's
like we have the winner of the division last year has to play the winner of all last year's divisions, right?
yeah.
But and whatever place you get in your division, you play that same place of every division. That's the only difference. But come on. I don't want to hear shit about people talking shit. I don't want to hear shit about they didn't play anybody. It's the system. I don't give a fuck about that shit. 13-1. You can't do that. You don't do that being a bad team. You don't get 13-1 isn't an easy schedule, right? That's not possible. There's plenty of shit to talk about the strength of schedule and all that. And the strength of schedule always changes after the fact, right? So the strength of schedule is different in the beginning of the season than it is at the end of the season. So like it's almost one of those hindsight is 2020 things. So like I don't even buy into that. Uh, it's not easy to get to win in the NFL, and not every single one of these wins that we've gotten were easy. And I don't care what you say. Like what that kid at the Giants stadium say? He's like, "You guys suck. You barely beat the Colts." Okay, well we are number one in the NFL, and there's definitely such thing as teams giving more effort versus us compared to other teams, right? So that's a thing. That may not be a thing for every team or everybody, but it's still a thing. There's a psych evaluation that I believe is real. And that most teams, especially the softer teams, especially the teams that are considered weak in our schedule, that are going to bring their A game. They're going to 100% bring their best A game possible because they know about our A game from watching tape because our A game gets brought. So not every team can bring the A game every week, but they ensure that they can bring it versus the Eagles. So if you ask me, our schedule is the toughest because of our record. Steps down off of soapbox.
Yeah. It's just one of those seasons where it's like any given Sunday kind of thing going on. Basically around the league, it feels like. Who would think that tonight we would have Jets and the Jags for a playoff contention kind of
Right?
thing going on, and it's just the league right now, and you can see it every Sunday. It's
Yeah.
and you hit it right on the you made a great point there where it's you know beginning of the season and then going to the end of the season too. It stuff changes. You reevaluate the team and stuff like that. But man, it's one of those seasons where it's like you know hell the Houston almost beat Dallas, and that kind of thing that's going on. So man, to be 13-1 is it's great to see, man.
You
In
know who
our
did beat
time,
Dallas? You know who did beat
you
Dallas?
do know.
The Eagles did, and also Doug.
Dougie Doug.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Doug. Do you see that
See,
article? They sent him like 35 cheesesteaks or some
oh my
shit.
goodness, they fucking Doug, man.
That's great.
Doug.
Yeah, let's talk about what we were talking about before we went live. Our Super Bowl things. What if Jaguars turn it on? They're getting hot right now, right? They're getting hot right now. They're making their run for the playoffs. And what if they make their run through the AFC? The AFC looks like crap this year. The AFC looks like the NFC last year, right? Right, and the NFC looks like, well, at least like the NFC East. I don't know. Honestly, and out of the NFC, I'm biased, but the Eagles look like the one out of it, right? And then whoever makes it out of the AFC, it should be a good Super Bowl. But I mean, the AFC just doesn't have what that luster that they had last year with the Chiefs and the Bills, right? Anyway, what if the Jaguars turn it on right now? Doug, he knows what to do in the late months of the season.
Yeah.
He has experience in December and January and even February. What if they turn it on? They turn them Jets on and they make it all the way, and the Eagles continue their play the way they play, and they make it all the way through the NFC gauntlets, and it's a Sirianni versus Doug.
I think too. The Patriots were just running things for so long.
Yeah.
It was hard to see what happened in the AFC where you had
Hey,
teams.
Jonas joined.
Oh, Jonas,
Long
what's
time no
up,
talk.
brother?
Jonas, what's up, Jonas?
What's going on? Missed you, brother.
Yeah, missed you, man. We're
Welcome
just
back.
talking about
Just in time.
yeah, just in time. We just
But
started.
my point was, it was like, like teams like that, like the Jags right now, and like some of the years, like the Giants got hot at the right time. Ended up winning a couple of Super Bowls. You didn't really see that in the AFC, so it's good to see somebody going hot, maybe like the Jags, and just it's because you're seeing the constant teams like the Patriots. Now you got the Bills. Now you got the Kansas City Chiefs that are just running the AFC. So you never really seen that team because you always had the Mannings and it just Peyton Manning always just they just ran it. And you never really seen it unless somebody else could say it. But I don't remember a team that really got hot early. Like we're stinking early in the AFC and it's got hot. And then
Yeah,
all going
no,
to the
it's
Super
typically
Bowl.
like a dominant team. Like you're right. Like obviously the
Yeah,
Patriots.
Patriots were just running it for years, and now it's
Patriots
just
have those like that double dynasty or whatever.
yeah.
But in between there was some random teams. Like the Mannings, right? The Manning, like Peyton with both with the Colts and the Broncos, and
yeah, the Ravens they were already
yeah,
good. You
yeah.
can't really like maybe the record didn't show at one point, but
Steelers at one point. The Steelers were in there once, right? Versus Arizona. That was a while ago.
yeah, but they always seems like they maybe the Steelers, but they seems like they always had the 500 record over going into the
Well,
playoffs. But
I think more recently, I think it's recent that Tomlin Well, since Tomlin took over, they made the playoffs like every year until like a couple years
Last
ago,
year,
right?
yeah,
Last year,
last
yeah,
year
last year,
maybe, yeah.
man.
Unless I don't know, maybe they did make the playoffs and then got
No,
beat
they
in the
didn't
first
make the
round.
playoffs last year.
I think so. I don't think Tomlin ever missed the playoffs.
Yeah, no, he did. He did last year. I think last year was the first year. He's a good coach, man. He's a good coach. Um, but anyway, we're not here to talk about
Yeah,
the
I know why.
fucking
I know.
Steelers.
We're just we're just going, just giving Dougie P some love
Yeah,
because of the cheesesteaks that he sent.
because yep, because of the beat down he put on them Cowboys. Oh yes, thank you, Doug. Oh man, that was
Praise the
just
Lord.
dude. Honestly, I hate to admit this, but I cheered louder when the Jaguars won off of that interception in overtime than I did the entire Chicago game. And I'm pretty sure anybody who was watching did because that was the Chicago game was not an exciting game, right? It was bad weather, cold. Jalen Hurts didn't have a great game. It just but they pulled
And
out
the
the big.
coaches
They
didn't have
yeah,
a good game
we
plan
weren't running the
either.
ball,
Oh
right?
my
We weren't
goodness,
running the ball at all. Like Miles Sanders' first run was 6 minutes into the second quarter of that game.
that just
But
couldn't
like I
happen.
get it, right? They want to establish they want to our run game is already established, right? Everybody knows our run game is established. So that's probably what they set up to stop first. And so they probably just want to establish that it's almost it's almost Andy Reedish, but I don't want to say it's Andy Reedish, but because Andy Reid was different. Andy Reid, you remember Andy Reid, he always wanted to he outsmarted himself, right? He always wanted whatever they expect me to do, I'm not gonna do it, right? That's why he never ran the ball because it was expected or something, right? So here, I feel like the Eagles are following analytic data, and they have to be, and it's not always analytic data is not always going to be to the best. Analytic data is robots, computers coming up with algorithms and shit, right? It's not always going to
Yeah.
be the best. But I do feel like it to some extent, like I said, our run game is already established even before the game starts. Everybody knows our run game is established between Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders and our backup running backs. One we can drop 300 rush yards on you one day, and so I feel like they just want to continue that. They want to continue that be different every game thing. It kind of is Andy Reidish to an extent. It kind of is, but it's on a like game by game basis though, like a scheme by like a game plan, a script by script basis, if you will. So I don't know. I I hate it in the moment for sure because it's like run the fucking ball. But they got the victory. They did what they had to do to get the victory, and because the game script eventually wears out, and then you have to make decisions on the fly. And I feel like they're making decisions on the fly are pretty good, and it's been evident all year, even in tight games, right? Except for that Washington game. That Washington game was such an outlier. Like I feel like that game is like it's just a loss just to get the undefeated moniker off, right? It's like we have that loss now, we don't need any more, right? You know what I mean? Like because when you're undefeated, that's if you stay undefeated, that like the Patriots that year when they went undefeated all the way and lost the Super Bowl, right? Like that's what that undefeated moniker can do, right? That's why it's like, we don't need that. So I'm thinking that's the only good thing that came out of that Washington loss, and I think that's a really good thing. But
yeah, and I think we got some other things taken out of it too, with special teams and stuff like that. So
I feel like in a loss, especially in a loss like that, you can learn more about yourself.
Yeah, they learned a lot from that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because then they went on to sign all. We lost. We dropped some. We dropped. Is that when we dropped Jordan Davis to injury?
Not that I know of.
I think we dropped. I think we lost Jordan Davis to injury before that, and then we lost to the Commanders.
Yeah,
and,
he was. Yeah, he was.
And
yeah,
then
was
we signed. And then we signed Sue and Linval. I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
The loss to the Commanders because the Commanders just like ran the ball
yeah,
and
they
ran the ball down our throats, and we couldn't stop it. And then they went out and signed Sue and Linval. And you're right. They learned so much about themselves that loss after losing the rookie nose tackle, and it's like, oh shit, we literally have nothing to stop the run right now. And then they got Sue and Linval, and holy crap, the defense is just like
yeah,
ridiculous.
stepping it up, man. They're
Oh, how many
definitely.
times did I just say Dominic and Sue?
Oh, you're probably gonna chug your beer.
Drink.
Didn't the Chicago tried to send something to the NFL about him slapping Fields? You see that?
No.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I didn't see it, man.
I gotta see this.
I seen. I don't know where I seen it at, but yeah, they tried to send something to them to the NFL about him slapping Fields.
And helmet. Bears will ask NFL about Sue slapping Fields' helmet.
I didn't see it, so I thought it was pretty funny.
All right, there's a Twitter here. Sue doing what he does, but it's JF1, so it's no call. SMH. Oh, that's right. When he punched him right in the head, it was definitely. Uh, oh yeah, he definitely hooked him in the head. I remember seeing that now. I remember seeing that. And it was a no call. And you know what? The refs, man, they suck. What do you want from them? They do. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, and then speaking
I
of
mean, it
that
wasn't
game
that bad
too.
though. It wasn't really that bad. Like you could tell he's trying to tackle, but it does look because Fields was going down and then boom, he got hit in the head. It's definitely incidental. I don't think Sue is trying to. Well, Sue does have a history.
Well, while we're on that topic of the Washington game, it's funny because that same officiating crew is going to be officiating the Dallas game. How
Oh, really?
crazy is that, man?
Was that a bad officiating crew day? I don't remember.
That's when they got some calls
Oh
right
yeah, yeah.
last
What the fuck
season.
am I talking about? Oh my god, the face
Some
mask. That's why
face
Goddard is
mask on
dead.
Goddard, but then they
Oh
ended
man.
the game with GB or
I mean,
BG, and
I definitely don't blame that game on the officiating, but yeah, we should blame the game on the officiating. I mean, because all the bad things that happened to us that game, if you just take one of them away, we would have won that game.
yeah. If you take away the turnovers, they win that game.
Just one turnover, not even all of them, just one of them.
Yeah.
Like the Quez fumble right after he caught the ball. If you take that away, that's game. We won. Right? We won. If you take away the Goddard face mask no call, we won. We won. If you take just one thing, take away one of those bad things that happened, because there's a lot of bad things that happened that game. That game sucked.
Yeah.
But even I have friends I work with that are Washington fans, and even they said they're watching the game and they were like, one dude was like, he's like, he was just absolutely baffled. He was watching. He was saying that it's ridiculous how clearly better the Eagles team is, but how that this game is close and we're staying in the game and we're winning this game is baffling to him.
Yep.
So everybody knows that game was just a fluke, like a crazy fluke. But then also we had one more fluke too, but we still won. But that's the fluke of the offensive line having 25 penalties, right? The fucking false starts. What game was that? What game was that?
So
That
Houston?
was it Houston?
I think so.
I
Could
think
be
you're
wrong.
right. I think you're right because the past 3 games, it wasn't the past 3 games. Giants was a good game. Chicago was a good game.
The Whoop Titans.
Yeah, we whooped the Titans. It was before that, which was Houston. I think you're right. So it was before all those. It might have been even before that. I don't know. But yeah, that was a weird fluke game too. Hopefully that never happens again.
Yeah, but
Even Jalen Hurts got called for a false start.
it's just great to see. I know we're going to complain and bitch about the coaches' calls on the offense calls for this game that just passed with Chicago, but you got to give it to them though. Every time somebody points out a weakness each week, the coaches seem like they find a way to fix that, and
Yeah.
it's been that every week. If they find something wrong with we can't stop the run. Let's go. We just gave the example there with Washington.
Yeah.
And same thing. They see something, and we all see it as football fans. And
Hey, you got to give credit to Howie for that though.
yeah,
Signing Sue and Linval.
yeah, it's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I mean,
And
Howie definitely deserves a lot of credit. I mean, we've definitely talked shit about Howie throughout his career here. And I mean, look at the name of our show. The name of our show is called the Quarterback Factory Show. Thanks, Howie.
yeah,
Uh, that man, don't want to blow his head up too big because he definitely has a huge ego. But
yeah. I mean, it's crazy how it went from like just coming into the season, like all the talk was on like Jalen Hurts. That
yep.
what are we going to give him? That was basically no one expected anything like this. But now it's like you're
Yeah,
all
we
in.
talked about this though. We talked about worst case scenario and best case
Yeah,
scenario,
that's
and
all it was.
we briefly talked about the best case scenario. Like, yeah, this would be the best case scenario, and right now we're witnessing that best case scenario,
Exactly.
which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm so happy about that. Like, that's not. I mean, maybe it is system. If it is system, great. Keep the system and keep the quarterback, right? you know.
But if it's system, but then you're doing it right in the system.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care.
Like
Like
not every quarterback can do that. Like, how many quarterbacks can be uh the rusher that he is and the thrower that he is?
he
He's what
definitely
he
saves
is.
some games with his legs.
Look at all the other quarterbacks in the league, right? Look at all the best passers, the best pocket passers in the league, right? Not named Josh Allen, and not named Jalen Hurts, right? Look at all the best passers in the league, and they're like Burrow, right? Brady, formerly Brady. I mean, he's not as great this year anymore. He's fallen off. He's old though. But right, they're not runners, right? They're pocket passers. They're really good. They're precise. Um, and then this Jets guy, he's pretty good. Trevor Lawrence, he's pretty good. He's not really a runner. I mean, some of them can run a little bit, right? But I'm talking about like runners. Like, now look at the runners, right? Look at Jackson and freaking Kyrie, whatever the fuck his name is.
Kyrie Murray.
Kyler, yes, Skyler Murray. And
Warzone Murray.
and Justin Fields, right? They're all ridiculous running athletes, and they're just like Jalen Hurts last year, where it's like, oh, they can run their ass off. They're really good. They got great legs. There's some work to be done for their passing game, right? And Jalen Hurts this year has kind of took that leap. He still has that run. He still has that athletic ability. Yeah, he's not. And I guess you could say Mahomes is also like that, right? He's got that passing and running ability. So Mahomes and Josh Allen, I don't think Josh Allen has the running ability like Hurts does, but he's up there though. He's kind of up there. But anyway, Hurts is ascending to that level of can do both.
Yeah,
He can do
yeah,
both.
yeah. He's definitely been showing that, man. And he proved a lot of people wrong.
Yep.
It's fair to say that now in the week that we're at. So you can say that he's definitely proved a lot of people wrong. And I mean, hey, it's still early, but the Eagles have to make a decision, and I think what they're probably going to pay him. I don't see how you cannot now. Pay the man.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I know he doesn't have a model wife, but he might do the Tom Brady friendly deal thing.
Maybe.
Might be the team friendly Tom Brady type.
Yeah.
But he definitely deserves to get paid, though. At least something.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like we were just.
Is his contract year? Is his contract year next year or the year after?
I think next year, then the year after they have to make a
So
decision.
next year is his 5th year, right? His rookie extended year,
Yes.
and then after that, they have to
I
re-sign
believe
him.
the thing.
If
I think I heard that because he's not a first round pick. I don't think he gets
right,
that fifth year maybe. That I could be wrong, but I think it's either four. He might have 4 years, but I know next year will be the last year if I remember right, from my understanding. But I could be wrong, but I think that's the case right now because he was taken in the second round. Like I said, I could be wrong. And if you're checking, go ahead.
I am looking right
They're
now.
looking at it.
So next year is his 4th year,
Okay,
and
there we go.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, he'll be a unrestricted free agent in 2024. So
Yeah. So they're gonna throw some money at him
yeah,
from what I
so
believe.
they'll
I
they'll
think.
sign they'll come with a deal. They'll definitely come with a deal. I mean, he makes his base salary this year is $1 million. His next year is going to be like 1,300,000, right? And that includes a signing bonus of like 500,000.
Yeah. Well, and he's probably made some extra money making the Pro Bowl. I know that was probably in the
Oh yeah,
contract.
I mean, he's going to make extra
He's
money
extra
on lots of
incentives.
things. He's going
Yeah,
to make
he's gonna
extra
make the
money
most
on
of it
lots of
too.
things.
That's what he needs to do. He just
He's
told
probably about to he's
everybody
probably about to get a Campbell soup deal.
he's probably got no more money left because he bought all his like the practice squad, the linemen, and all like those Louis Vuitton bags. So he's probably that's why he's probably playing, for it. So we'll see.
What about the wide receivers though? You see that they were like, "What about the wide receivers though?" He didn't buy it for the wide receivers or something like that.
Nah,
He got it for the whole O line and shit, and then the
O
wide
line,
receiver,
practice
and,
squad, and like
and then
some.
somebody on the wide receivers crew was like, well, I think it was AJ Brown or maybe Devon. I think it was AJ Brown. He was like, "What about the wide receivers though?" AJ
Man.
Brown probably makes more money than Jalen. He has to, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see what he got signed for. 40 mil.
Yeah, 40 mil a year at what?
Guaranteed at signing.
Oof.
All right, so 2022. Oh shit. His base salary is less than Jalen Hurts. His base salary is under $1 million this year. But so okay, so I guess that's how they signed the contract. They signed the contract so the bigger money is at the end of the contract. So he's what's his guaranteed? He's guaranteed 40 million at signing. That's his guaranteed amount of money for his whole contract, which was 5 years. And so he's guaranteed to get paid 40 million throughout the 5 years. And he gets like less than $1 million the first year for the base salary with a $5 million signing bonus. So that's nothing to scoff at. And
Yeah.
then next year he gets a little bit over $1 million for the base salary with another $5 million signing bonus. And I think that's a signing bonus every year, unless the signing I don't know. But yeah, this contract shit is interesting, but it's also very confusing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
but then
that's why Howie gets paid the big bucks.
2024, he's going to make 20 million in the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a potential out after that.
Damn, that's all. I thought it was more.
Well, no, yeah, he has two.
Yeah.
He signed a 5-year contract,
Yeah.
but after the third year, there's a potential out.
No, I know that. I was just talking about. I thought it was more money.
Well, yeah, the total contract is like 57 million. So, I'm sorry, 100 million.
There we go. I know. I was
Yeah.
like, I know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it was
100 million. That
101
includes all. That includes
million.
everything like
That includes
the
everything.
bonuses,
Everything.
and all
Okay,
that.
gotcha. Yeah, that's. I know it was up in that range of like 100
Yeah.
mil.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Man, his cap hit. Man, on year 3, his cap hit goes from 8 million to 27 million.
That's ridiculous, man.
He's good. Better keep playing.
Yeah.
Like this.
Hey, man. He already earned it, man.
Yeah.
You can't say any more about it. Like like the day that we're leaving the draft party, and we seen that the Eagles signed AJ Brown. Me and Brendan were leaving the draft, or they didn't sign him. We traded for him, and we're like, fuck, man. Here we go. It's like it's good to have that number
Yeah.
one, and then you have Devontae
I
at
was
number
sitting right
two.
here. I was sitting right here. We had Austin on the show, and Austin called it too. He was like, when they announced the trade with the Titans, Austin was like, it's got to be AJ Brown. I was like, oh shit, really? You think they would do that? That's happened? And boom, it happened. Can't believe that shit. Couldn't believe it at the time. It's like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. You see the dude, the GM of the Titans got fired right after the Eagles beat them.
Yeah.
I wanted to make I wanted to make that meme with the Grim Reaper, but with Howie. Just like every time he made a deal and it was bad for the other side, just like like the Saints and the Titans.
Dude, seriously, like Matt Ryan now has the most the comeback in the regular season,
Oh,
and he
that
has the
poor guy.
comeback in the Super Bowl.
That
Like
poor guy.
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
How
Like,
do you
can you
go
believe that shit?
33-0? Like what was Miracle at the Maryland? Was it Miracle at the Meadowlands? What was what Deshaun? Was that two? That was
It was
two,
like
right?
four. It was four scores.
Yeah, they were down a
We were down
lot.
by 4 scores.
And,
We were down by a lot, and that was at the fourth quarter.
yeah.
In the
So,
beginning of the fourth quarter, we were down like
but 33-0 now, dude.
yeah.
That's just with the zero, just the
I
goose
mean,
egg, just scaring
that's
you.
5 scores.
Yeah,
33 nothing. That's
man.
5
It's the
scores.
goose egg, man. That's wild. But yeah,
Yeah.
we've been seeing some exciting football and excited
Yep.
for Saturday, man. So
Dude,
let's
we
get
gotta talk. We gotta talk a
into
little bit more about Saturday. It's Dallas
let's
week.
get into Dallas week,
It's
guys. It
Dallas
is
week, man.
time.
Oh my
Oh,
god! And our backup quarterback is starting against Dallas. I am both excited and scared at the same time. Like
exactly.
you know what, I love. We all love Minshew. I love Minshew, and we know he has moments, right? We know he's not Hurts. Like Hurts has shown that consistency day in, day out this year, and I feel like we've been pretty comfortable with the way Hurts has been playing, and he's shown it every week.
Yeah.
Like he barely had a bad game. Like last week, you could say it's probably his worst game of the year, right? And he blamed it on the cold of Chicago, and I totally agree with him. They were asking him in the press conference. He's like, my hands were numb before the game even started. It's fucking cold, 20 degrees here in Chicago. And people were like, it's going to be 20 degrees in January in Philly. And he was like, but it ain't Chicago.
Yeah.
And he's not going to have to play a playoff game in Chicago. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I
because
am cool
here,
with that.
what's good about this is just the like previous play by some of our backup quarterbacks coming in, and we all know there's been some times where they just come in and play lights out.
It's uncanny.
It's just
It's uncanny how the backup quarterback
how
scenario is
good
in
they've
Philadelphia.
been for this, like just to come in and then take over.
AJ Feely.
It might have been short. It might have been long term, like midterm. But man,
It might have been throughout the entire
throughout the
playoffs.
Jeff Garcia, motherfucker.
Dude, if I still know to this day, if we didn't bring McNabb back in for the Super Bowl, we let who was it Garcia who ran that playoff
Jeff
table
Garcia,
for him?
yeah, he went.
Jeff Garcia ran the playoff table for him,
I think
and
that's
then
when we ran into the Saints.
And
when
then
they had their Super Bowl run. I know that might have been too late. That was when me and you we watched it at your Roxborough place before me and you moved to Roxborough. I think we watched the Saints. Was that that wasn't Jeff Garcia.
Yeah, I don't remember. My memory sucks.
But just that, and then we all love what Foles did, right? So we're all saying what he did in the playoffs was great. no one really talks about it. They might talk about it, but him coming in for Wentz against that Rams
Yeah,
game and that Rams game is not talked about enough.
yeah,
As he kept us in that game and helped us secure that that #1 seed. So
yeah,
that you got Jeff Garcia, AJ Feely back in the day coming in.
yep,
It's just the list goes on of backup quarterbacks coming in
yeah.
and playing
I
incredible
yeah
for
I
us.
I'm gonna tell you this plan that I have that I'm slowly working on. I have I'm trying to buy a bunch of quarterback jerseys for cheap, as cheap as I can. Um, I have a Garcia one here. Um, but I especially want to get those. I want to get all of our starters. Like I got a McNabb one here. I got a white McNabb here.
Oh,
Right?
Jeff Garcia did. It was Jeff Garcia in the New Orleans
It
game.
was
Yeah.
the one we lost when you ripped your Westbrook jersey in my house.
Yep.
I got a Garcia jersey right here.
Nice, dude. That's
So,
great.
but what my plan is to like put them in a shadow box and hang them up.
That's cool.
My plan is
Hang
to
that
put them in
shit.
a shadow box because we're the quarterback factory show, right? So I want to have a bunch of quarterback numbers and their names in shadow boxes and put them up on the wall back there. That's my plan. But I want to get. I got Garcia. I got McNabb. I also want to get AJ Feely. Obviously, I want to get Foles. I still have to get Foles. I want to get Hurts. I want to get Minshew. I'm trying to buy them as cheap as possible, though. So I'm not going to get any Hurts jerseys anytime soon because they're not cheap yet. They're probably never going to be cheap.
So
So
here's another good one. Remember
I have a
my
Wentz. I have a Wentz. I'm going to put Wentz up there. Quarterback factory show, man.
here's another one. This is there's ones but prior to the 2000s, but I'm just going for ours, the ones that we're knowing that. So remember, this was 2014 when Foles broke his collarbone and friggin' Mark Butt Fumble Sanchez
I'm
came
getting the
in.
Mark Sanchez jersey
He
too.
had one of the best games of his career, and they went on to win that game, and he never went on to win another game after that.
In his life.
That is insane. But yeah, some of his quarterbacks come into mind. One of my
Yeah.
favorite ones got to be by far is the Jeff Garcia one. Besides the Foles, obviously, he took us to the promised land and
Yeah.
won everything for us. Besides that, probably one of my favorite was Jeff
Oh yeah.
Garcia
Jeff
because
Garcia is a
he
legend.
came in, dude, and they were straight rolling
Yeah.
like they just McNabb got hurt and they just kept it flowing, man.
Dude,
They
I
they
remember not
flopped.
wanting McNabb to come in. I remember that. I remember that's what I wanted. I didn't want McNabb to come back in.
Yeah, so they beat the Giants in the first round, and then they went up. They went to play on the Saints, and I guess that's the year the Saints either they won it that year or
Did
went there.
Garcia play that game too, the
He
Saints game?
did. Yep, he
Yeah.
did.
What was the year where McNabb came back at the end of the playoffs? Somebody ran. Was it AJ Feely?
That ran it for a little bit. It
He
was AJ
pretty
Feely.
much won. He pretty much won all the playoff games,
Yes,
and
he
then
went. He went.
McNabb came.
He went 4-1. AJ Feely on the absence of McNabb, and then McNabb came back for the playoffs, and
Okay.
what else it took this?
Was
And
that
they
Super
actually
Bowl
went
year?
to the NFC Championship game, and that was 2002. Was it? It was Tampa Bay, right? 2002 was Tampa Bay, because then 2003 was
Oh,
Carolina, and 2004 was when we went to the Super Bowl, right? Did I get that right?
I think so.
Is that how it went? Or yeah, 2002 was the Bucks. Fucking Bucks.
Yeah.
Stupid Bucks. Fuck the Bucks, man. And I remember I was walking down the street, and all we says McNabb had to run the ball. There was like this one play that just he all he had to do was run the ball because he wanted to become a pocket passer,
Mm,
and he didn't run. And I think I don't think it was the Barber interception, but not no more negativity though.
yeah.
Hey, we're talking about accomplishments from the previous backup quarterbacks because our man, Mr. Mustache Minshew, is coming in, and
Yes.
dude, it's gonna be a wild ride Saturday. I mean, obviously, he can. I believe in, and this is just my opinion. I think he can take up this role better than any other, I guess, backup in the league right now. I think we might have the best backup in the league. So,
Yeah.
except what Chase Daniels on whatever team he's on that got paid billions of dollars. No, not billions, but he made a lot of money in the NFL for throwing maybe a game or two worth of footballs. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. Way to play the system.
Oh, so I'm sorry to keep going, but we lost to the Giants in 0-2. Oh, wait, no, that's the end of the season. That's not playoffs. Why didn't they show me playoffs? Anyway, but yeah, best backup in the fucking league, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck Chase Daniels.
Fuck Chase Daniels, which was an Eagle at one point. That's funny.
Yeah, 0-2 we lost to the Bucks. Yeah, no, Chase Daniels. I remember when we signed him. That was under Chip, wasn't it?
Which one?
It was under Chip, right? He was the veteran we had under Chip, wasn't it?
No, who was it? What one?
Chase Daniels.
Yeah, I think so. You're right. It could be it.
Because he was back up for Bradford,
or because
for a little while.
I think he came from Kansas City, or did he go to Kansas City?
He went to Kansas City. He went to Kansas City
after us, or we.
Didn't he become the QB coach to Kansas City?
I thought we plucked him. I thought we plucked him from Kansas City.
It's possible.
I could be wrong. All right. I mean, it's you can only remember so much, but I could have sworn that we got him from Kansas City. I can remember. I thought he was. I thought he was.
I'm still looking at the. I remember. I think 2002 is what I'm still looking at that, bro. I can't let it go. But yeah, I remember because the Tampa Bay game is the one we lost, and I remember that was McNabb's game back. AJ Feely won the playoff game against the Falcons, the division game against the Falcons, and then we went to the conference championship to play the Bucks, and that was McNabb's first game back. And I remember because Feely was so hot, like you said, Feely came in and just rolled for the end of the season to they lost the last game probably because they clinched already. They had clinched the number 1 seed. They're 12-4. They clinched the number 1 seed, and I don't even know if he even played that game. Yeah, he did play that game. But yeah, so they lost that last game to the Giants.
I think.
And that score was 10-7. I don't even remember that game. That game had to be like they had to bench everybody else, right?
Oh yeah.
They had to bench everybody else. They lost that game 10-7, the last game of the season. But we clinched. We had already clinched the number 1 seed though, so that didn't even matter. And then beat the. I remember that game against the Falcons too. Beat the Falcons in the divisional round of the playoffs. Crazy. Another low scoring game, right? No. No, we beat them pretty handily, 20-6. We beat them pretty handily. But yeah, anyway. It's just crazy to think about. The backup quarterbacks in this league. In this team, I mean.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and we got another one is about to add to that list.
Oh no, I'm wrong. McNabb played that playoff game. game.
Yeah, he played that whole playoff.
I'm thinking. I got to be thinking of the Jeff Garcia. What year did Jeff Garcia?
2006.
There he is. There's my guy.
Sorry, late night.
We're on late too.
Us too.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Already.
Yeah. 6.
2006 wild card round versus the Giants. Jeff Garcia, motherfucker.
That was the year we lost to the Saints in the divisional.
Yeah.
That was when Sheldon Brown ended Reggie Bush's career.
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember which year was the year where I did not want McNabb to come back in, and I think it was the AJ Feely year. I think it was because AJ Feely ended the season on a super hot streak and helped clinch the #1 seed, and McNabb came in for the playoffs, beat the Falcons, and then lost to the Bucks. #1 or #2 seed. We might have had a #2 seed. I don't know. I don't remember. But all I remember is like I didn't want McNabb to come back in because our backup was playing so hot, and I think it was AJ Feely. But it's so hard to remember because every time we had a backup quarterback, they always came in hot. Like Jeff Garcia, it was hot. And I think we had another backup quarterback when McNabb went down late in the season that came in hot.
Well, I remember, I think it was 2003 season. McNabb went down Monday night against the Niners, and Coy Detman filled in.
That's another one. Detmer definitely came in and had.
He remember he broke his elbow in half and he was like twitching on the field.
Oh my goodness!
And AJ Feely came in. They still won. Oh, here you go. Cheers to.
And that's when Jeff Garcia was on the Niners. Cheers. Jeff Garcia was on the Niners that year, and Jeff Garcia carved us up.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
he was.
Jeff Garcia was legit, man. That's why.
In 2002, Jeff Garcia was on the Eagles, and right, that was 2002.
No, he wasn't on.
Oh no, it was 2006. That was 2006. 2002 was Feely. Yeah. So 2002, 2003, Garcia was on the Niners, carved us up that game, that Monday night game that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, not really. I guess he carved us up. Wait, hold on. Yeah, 31-28. It was an overtime loss. And then a couple years later, he's on the Eagles.
Yeah.
Backs up for McNabb, comes in and lights it up, and is a Philadelphia legend ever since.
And that's another thing of what, like a McNabb fucking bitching and whining and complaining because everybody loved him. Nobody loved him. I'm sorry.
Well, McNabb played the next game too, so I don't know if that's if you're remembering that correctly. It might be a different year you're thinking of. But so December 21st, 2003, played the Niners, and then the next week played the Redskins. McNabb also played that game. So unless he was only, but I don't see the backup quarterbacks having any stats those games.
I remember didn't we have both the Detmer brothers at one time, Coy and Ty?
Yeah.
Coy Detmer and Ty.
Unfortunately. Coy, I think it was.
What did we do in 2004?
1996 when Coy Detmer came in. He won like his first 5 games.
Oh yeah, Coy's the older one, right?
Rodney Pete, I think.
Yo, Coy Detmer was in the 2004 squad. Coy Detmer might be who I'm thinking of.
I think
Coy Detmer was his record was 0-1 in 2004.
Yeah, Rodney Pete broke his leg or something, and not maybe broke, but in 1996 and Ty.
1996.
No way. And Ty Detmer came in.
No
I'm fact checking you right. Oh my god. Oh. No, you're right. It's not Coy. It's Ty.
Ty. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good memory.
It's called. Yeah, and he came in. Yeah, and won his first 5-6 starts and shit.
He had a good record too.
And it just didn't win after, man. It just didn't just fell off. He took him to the playoffs, I think, too. And after the playoffs, he just couldn't win.
No, that sucks, man. Truly. I can't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. Rodney Pete went down against Dallas, and Detmer came in. We lost that game against Dallas. It was a bye week after that. And then Ty Detmer wins the next 4 games. It goes on a 4-game win streak. 1996. How the fuck do you remember that?
Oh, you just looked.
It's called the internet.
It's called the internet. It's called computers, Blanco. You should know that.
The Googles.
Google goggles.
Google.
The Google.
Yeah, That's crazy. We're talking about the past. The past is fun. Jacksonville just won. Jacksonville just won, which seals the fate for Big Dick Nick. He is not going into the playoffs. It's a shame.
Yo, so speaking of the Jaguars, since Sean isn't here, I'll tell you guys. So last night
Who's
I
Sean?
went.
You had a
We need to hire a fourth member.
I know, right? So
Judas.
I was in Rally House last night, and I was looking for. I was getting new Eagles license plate for Jess, and dude, no lie, I'm looking in the all wall of Eagles jerseys and Eagles paraphernalia, and I'm going by, and right smack dab in the middle of all of it is a pair of Trevor Lawrence socks with his big ass face on them.
Is it the one in Willow Grove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoop, giving Sean for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, we just went there, and it looked like a bomb hit the
Really?
place. You don't know it was so like you, but man, the stuff was everywhere.
When
like,
did you
go? We went like I think we went Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think this Wednesday or Tuesday that just passed. We went, checked it out.
Dude, it did. It looked like a bomb.
Right? Yeah, it was like
There's shit
everywhere.
Or like
they got everything. They got a lot of shit though.
they got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I found a pretty dope license plate for Jess.
Yeah.
It's her old feet,
Nice.
but
Keep talking. I'm gonna grab a beer. BRB.
all right, cool. Dan, wait till remind me. To talk to you about something when Blanco comes back. Okay.
Okay, I will.
So we have to talk about just like the whole backup quarterback situation and Gardner Minshew and what's going to go down Saturday.
Do you ask what we talked about? We kind of went into previous stuff. Like we didn't actually go into the Dallas game. We actually started with like the Jags game and stuff like that, and just previous like just how we're doing with the quarterback play, the backup quarterback play. So we went into that. We didn't really go into this game yet. Once right before we got on, we just was about getting hyped for Dallas week, so we didn't really. We kind of touched base on like just past like games. Like we went into the Redskins game and how they were like just correcting stuff after each week kind of thing, and that just built into other things and not much. So when that you jumped on where start to go into Dallas.
I got you.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
We
and how we gotta pay. We gotta pay Hurts, but we didn't go into his injury. We're just so that kind of stuff.
I got you. You definitely. I don't know. I mean, you guys know my whole take on it. I think you have to pay him, even though he's a liability with his running and the style that he does. But like I said before on the show, I think that's the new style of quarterback that's coming out. But statistically, pocket passers last longer, and running back doesn't. So wait, Blanco, before we go any further. So when Dan and I went to the Titans game a couple weeks ago.
When you what?
No, when Dan and I went to the Eagles Titans game a couple weeks ago, we were smashed. Like
no,
we got pretty.
Dude,
and
I didn't get any sleep from the night before, so I was like literally running off of like 2 hours when he picked me up.
I bet, and I could tell in your eyes. But damn, remember? We left. We were drinking way before, during the game, after the game, Xfinity Live, and then we left. And damn, remember? We're sitting in line to leave. We're just sitting there. This guy jumps out. He's like, "You hit my fucking car." We're like,
you said what?
This guy jumped out and started screaming at my car. Dan and I were like, we haven't moved in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, now I remember. Oh my goodness.
this dude was like, "Watch it, you fucking asshole!" And I'm like, and then I started getting mad. I was like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
I was like, out of the fucking car.
It was,
And
dude.
What was he saying to you? I couldn't understand what you're
They
saying.
thought we
So
hit his car. He was like, "You
we
hit my
were
car."
literally, you know, when you leave the game and you're in the parking lot and it's literally gridlocked, like you can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting there, and Dan and I are just sitting there in traffic, listening to the radio, talking, not moving for 10 minutes. And this guy all of a sudden pokes like half of his body out his driver's side window. He's like, "You asshole, what the fuck? You hit my fucking car." And Dan and I look at each other, we're like, is he talking to us? Like,
Wow.
we haven't moved in 10 minutes. And then remember, he made his kid get out and take a picture of my truck. He's like, "Get a picture of his truck." And I was like, okay. I took my phone out. I was like, "I got a picture of your motherfucker."
Wow.
He just started screaming out of nowhere. And Dan and I were so baffled. We're like, we haven't moved.
That's so funny.
How did we hit your car? He was mad as shit.
This fucking kid probably kicked the back of his seat.
Yeah,
Oh my-
or like a pedestrian friggin' walked and just slapped it or something.
Yeah.
Like sued it to Fields.
He's probably so drunk he doesn't even remember the incident.
I mean, I hardly do.
You're talking about the guy or me? 'Cause, yeah.
No, that guy. That's how
Yeah.
drunk he was. You guys were drunk, but you still remember it slightly. He's
True.
probably so drunk he doesn't remember it all. He's probably like, what the fuck is this Ford F-150 picture doing on my phone?
Oh,
That was now. Yeah, I didn't remember that until now. That's amazing. That's too funny.
right. So it's Dallas week, guys, and I
It's
think
fucking Dallas week. Let's go. I
But I
got
don't-
the green ornaments. I got green ornaments, green light up ornaments. I got silver ornaments. And a
Dude,
couple
you could
pink
be
ornaments because
Jason
my daughter
Kelsey
loves pink.
for Christmas.
Huh?
You could be
Jason
Jason Kelsey for Christmas.
It's the whole damn team.
Yo, man, 16 Pro Bowlers, 8 and 7 reserve. That's fucking great. Or 9 and 7 reserve, or 8, 9 and 8 reserve, something like
Should be
Get-
the whole
get-
team.
getting some respect.
It's
Not by ESPN though.
that. No, not at all.
somehow the Cowboys Super Bowl odds went up after losing to the Jaguars.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Dude, I was telling Dan,
Computer's bullshit.
I'm only a little bit ashamed to admit this on air, but I was telling Dan this earlier that when after the Eagles game went off and they showed the Dallas game, the rest of the Dallas game because they went to overtime. When Jacksonville got that pick six, I fucking cheered way louder than I cheered at any time during the Chicago game. I mean, to my credit, the Chicago game was not that exciting. It obviously we won. That was the most exciting part of it, and there was a few other excitings, but otherwise it wasn't an uneventful game compared to previous weeks. That it just that did. It was the Dallas game was a great cap off to that Chicago victory, and just like that, just how they put on air too, right on the Fox channel. They just was like, oh well, all right, the Eagles game's over. We're going to show you some bonus coverage of this Dallas game that's in overtime, that's still playing. And it was just like, it was perfect. Chef's kiss with that pick six to beat Dallas in overtime.
Yeah.
It was fucking incredible.
We had just got home from a family party, and we were about to rush Bo out to the fucking urgent care. Long story.
Oh,
Yeah, you know,
I know. I already, you don't even got to explain to me. I understand.
sickness here and there, 104 fever, all that good stuff.
Whew.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, we left the family party, came home before we left, and we came home, we changed them. I sat down for like a couple fucking seconds, a couple minutes. We were just like regrouping and talking. And I look up and I snap and
Nice. A glimmer of happiness inside that gloomy moment of dealing with the 104 fever.
Yeah. But no, I have to agree. That was way more exciting than anything in the Chicago game. They came out of the Chicago game. Well, they went into the Chicago. They came out playing, and I was watching. It was just like, their weakness, they cannot play in frigid cold temperatures, and it was cold.
Yeah, you could tell the cold affected them bad, and Hurts even admitted it at the.
It did. That first interception he had, dude. It was just like,
if there's a bad game that Hurts had this year, that was it. Thankfully, we won that game.
He trotted out there, dude. He had a full face mask on.
Yeah.
out there playing cold, but and then like they just didn't. I didn't like the game plan, design runs for him in the cold like that, and
Yeah, the design runs were bad, obviously, and he got injured too. I said it before he got injured. I was like, can we stop running with Hurts right now? It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. You can just tell when it doesn't look good. When you can tell when he's running and he's like getting out of bounds or like he's getting a slide. He's got lots of field. He wasn't getting those kinds of runs against Chicago, and he was getting hammered. And that one was bad. But even before that one, I was saying it. I even chatted to you guys. I was like, yo, can we just stop running with Hurts like this? It doesn't look good. I don't care how tough he is. Just the body can only take so much. And yeah, he's got to be the toughest quarterback in the league. You got to give him that. But he's still a human being. He's still getting crushed by human beings that are way bigger than him. And think about how many times he does that QB sneak, right? That QB sneak is one of our most successful plays this year. It's one of our most guaranteed to get a yard or two plays, right? And that is a huge attribution to our success. And that takes a beating. That play takes a beating, right? So, like, I feel like we got to save some for that play, right?
yeah,
Go.
he's very tough. He knows how to get hit. He knows how to bounce off guys. He knows how to slide. But like you said, he is human and he's gonna get hurt. I think it was defensive end when he flopped. Like you're not really allowed to do that. You're not just allowed to like let go and just like slam your whole body weight onto the quarterback. He was out of the pocket, so he was a runner. But still, like I think it was a penalty, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like one of those bitch ass fans. Like it should have been a penalty. You got hurt.
Like how they're bitching about Sue.
Yeah. So
well, we knew. I mean, hey, drink. I just said Dominican Sue, drink. But we knew what we were getting with Sue, right?
Oh yeah.
You see the hook to the helmet everyone's bitching about?
Yeah, whatever.
Dan reminded me of it. I forgot about it, but I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that play.
Yeah, but with Hurts, you can't. I don't know. Like I said before, it's not going to be pocket quarterback anymore. I think it's evolving, but you're still going to take that risk when he's a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But that is part of his weapon. That's part that makes him so dangerous in the open field. Like that first touchdown that he had, it was just like Moses.
That ideal running lane, right?
Dude, he could have back. It would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that was just like I don't know what Chicago was thinking when that play. Like, how can you not have whatever? I'm happy but that was definitely like they had no regard for the quarterback run at all. When like you should have a regard for the quarterback run at all times for a quarterback like Hurts and any of these other running quarterbacks in the NFL. That was crazy. That play was absolute bonkers. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow that Hurts just decided to run because he saw nothing but green and it wasn't designed. But it's funny. But it did look designed though.
We say that every week about it, Like, oh yeah, they're gonna stop Jalen Hurts, but they keep doing it.
That was the same play they ran when he scored that winning touchdown against the Colts.
Right. Yep.
I think it's just called the walk-in because
just a light jog. Like it's
be like, oh, they're not gonna see that again.
Light jog.
End up doing it.
So some games you can tell like the run game is so good it looks like they're jogging out there. Yeah. It looks like they're jogging. Like the holes are so open and everybody's getting it. Sometimes Sanders looks like he's jogging, man. It looks so easy. And Hurts especially too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not the Chicago game though, except for that one play. That shit was crazy.
Sanders didn't have a good game, but that's not.
Well, that's not his fault. His first rushing attempt was 6 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
So, that was game plan. It was game plan thing. Maybe they felt like he needed a rest or something. I don't know.
I didn't like the game.
You know what? He was cold. He was cold in the Giants game, and that was nowhere near as cold as Chicago. Remember, they kept showing him. He kept asking for the jacket, so maybe he's even worse in the cold weather. So they just didn't give him the ball.
Well, if they expect us to come through Philly, for the next, for the playoffs, it's going to be cold here.
Yeah.
Get used to it now.
Yeah, but it ain't going to be Chicago, like Hurts says. It ain't going to be Chicago, and I believe him. Chicago is is one of the few places that's in America that's more brick than Philly. Like Chicago, Green Bay,
True.
brick.
Buffalo.
Buffalo, brick compared to Philly. But
Yeah. Well, the Chicago game, I didn't like the game plan. I didn't like how they came out all these design runs for Hurts. They weren't running the ball with Sanders. It was a pretty game. It was it was your definite standard trap game, and it didn't look good at first. Looked like they were coming out. They were due for a down game, which it kind of was. I mean, they only beat them by 5, like I said, but they still won.
yeah, it was definitely a down game. I mean, not even like look at
But they
Hurts' interceptions.
so they blew out the Titans. They blew out the Giants.
Yeah.
It's their second on the road. So I just really hope that they can continue it with Gardner Minshew. But now, like when he got hurt, when Kurtz went down, I was sitting there and I was watching with my dad, and it was just like boom, and he went slow to get up, and we were both, he's hurt, and he was like slow to get up, and then he got up and he was okay. I'm like, that dude fucking pancaked him.
Yeah.
It was almost happen. And what are the chances? Like every year that we're 13 wins or better, basically the MVP of our team goes
This
down.
close to getting the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah. Same thing. Like 04, T.O. breaks his leg. Obviously wins 2017, tears ACL, and now Hurts goes down, sprained shoulder, as they say, whatever. That close to the MVP. And now they're not going to give it to him. They're going to give it to Patrick Mahomes. It just not.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to dodge a little bit on this injury too. It feels like. And
they don't want to give.
He comes out. I'm good. I'm gonna play. Like I like the idea of the smoke show and all that, but just we know it's gonna. We're
well, they got to do the smoke show for the opponent, not for us.
Yeah, just saying. It's just.
But yeah. Hey, as long as it's a guarantee he's ready by playoff time, I don't give a shit. We just need one.
Yep.
We only need one win to clinch the number 1 seed. So if Minshew only wins 1 out of the next 3, and you telling me Hurts is gonna be guaranteed 100% healthy come, because we're not playing in the wild card. We got a whole nother week to rest.
Dude, he's not going to play for 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be good. He's going to be good.
Good at being rusty.
Hopefully not rusty.
Might be a rusty trombone, dude.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that right now. But anyway.
It could go. There's so many different directions that we want this these end games to go.
I mean,
but I'd rather.
It's like, do you want him to play against Dallas? Do you want him to play against the Saints?
No, because it's not necessary. I mean, yeah, for us
I'm talking about like before Minshew, he was named the starting quarterback. There was different sides of if Hurts is good to go, play, so we can lock it up and let everyone rest. And it was like everyone's caring about the Saints game because of the pick. That's the more important game. So it's been a crazy week of like what they should do.
The pick is going to be if we beat the Saints or not beat the Saints, right? That you're talking about, you might get the number 5 pick versus the number 8 pick or something like that, right? I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like that's kind of splitting hairs. I mean, maybe Howie doesn't think like that. I don't know. But the players, the coaches, the game planning, they can't think about that. They can't be thinking.
Oh no.
They can't be. They shouldn't be thinking about that pick.
No,
I mean,
they
maybe
need to lock up first, and then first round bye, and then just sit. They need to start sitting people. That's how I sit it. But
yeah,
I'm just saying like what I've heard through the whole week.
If Hurts was like ready to go for that, but I feel like he's not ready. They should. That's his shoulder, man. And somehow he toughed it out for the rest of that game and still made fucking dime-ass throw.
Had the best quarter of the game.
His
shoulder was blown out.
Yeah. So let that shoulder get some rest.
Let me propose this question to you guys. It's gonna sound crazy, but
you're crazy, man.
You're crazy.
I like it, but you're crazy, man.
Would you rather go to Dallas with Gardner Minshew and win on Saturday, clinch up the division, clinch up the number 1 seed, the bye, home field advantage throughout, and then partially play starters, partially play backups the last 2 games. That being that obviously against the Saints, who you want to beat because of the draft pick. Or would you rather lose to Dallas on Saturday, which would really mean absolutely nothing, and then play all your starters next Sunday against the Saints, beat their ass at home, and then secure first round bye, home field, everything, all while beating them and getting a better draft pick, and then sitting everybody pretty much against the
For the
Giants
next 3 weeks,
the
whatever,
last
two
game,
2 weeks.
then bye, and then it's divisional round at home.
That's a good question. That's a real good question. Uh, as as a fan, as someone thinking about the future, I think the latter scenario sounds great, right? It sounds great because you know what? Fuck Dallas. Let them win. And it's meaningless. Doesn't matter to us. We still can lock up the number 1 seed. And then Dallas can come into the playoffs and lose to fucking Tampa or whoever the fuck they're gonna play. Probably Tampa, right? They're gonna play
Yeah,
Tampa.
they'll play Tampa.
Yeah, Brady's gonna carve them up. I don't care how washed he is right now. He's gonna carve Dallas up. Let that would be cool, but I cannot willingly say that I want to lose to the Cowboys. So I'm gonna say fuck that shit. Only thing I care about right now is beat the goddamn Cowboys, shore up that number 1 seed, rest everybody. Fuck that Saints pick. It's gonna if this. I feel like we can, and also I feel like we can beat the Saints without our starters. We can still beat the Saints without our starters. So I say Gardner goes out, balls out again. If Gardner can ball out and beat the Cowboys, he's gonna ball out and beat the Saints too. So I say ball out, beat the Cowboys. If you need to rest somebody for the Saints, fucking do it. Fine. Still beat the Saints, even with our backups. That's what I say.
Dan?
On the same exact boat right there.
Yeah.
With anxiety being the way it is, and just handle business, secure everything. Rest seems like it's been the right thing for this team since coming in with. It seems like with the coaching staff giving this team a lot of rest, as we all seen that the injury list has been rest. I don't think I'm really too concerned about them being laid off for about 2 to 3 weeks. Fuck Dallas. I want to go in. I want to secure this, first round bye. You don't have to worry about anything. And as Blanco said, you can rest who the fuck you want to rest, and just don't have to worry about it. I'm not too much concerned about them coming in and just not being on the same page. That's not going to happen. I'm here to be healthy heading into the playoffs. Get a healthy Hurts back in here, and just you're gonna have a tough ass home game, and we're gonna go from there. So yep, I'm the one on. Let's go in Dallas. Let Gardner fucking do some gardening and fucking tear the fucking
Minshew
shit
mania.
out of Dallas. Because let's beat them.
Don't-
I'm not
Huh?
taking it lightly though. I'm not taking it lightly. I just,
What did you say,
it's gonna be a
Brandon?
tough game, bud.
Your voice cut out when you were saying something.
Oh, I said like the meme I put up earlier. Stun on these hoes.
Yeah, stun on
Stun
these
these hoes,
hoes.
yeah.
Stun on these hoes.
So what about
Hey,
you? Then?
Jim Gardner Minshew, what's up?
What is your path?
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, if it meant more, obviously, if they didn't lose against the Jags last week, then yeah, we'd be like so hyped, like gotta fucking win. Obviously, if they don't lose against the Jags, Dallas that is, and Hurts doesn't go down with an injury, then this city is exploding right now. But now Dallas has already clinched a playoff spot. They're not going to win the division unless they, win out and we lose out, which is not going to happen. And so
Well,
really,
ESPN says that the possibilities of that happening are pretty great.
we need to make a like what is it called? It's not an acronym, but like ESPN, like how it like something like it stands for something how they hate Philly.
Especially shitty Philly network. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like something sucks Philly something. I don't know. Anyway, um I don't know. It's
Especially sucks Philly's nuts.
yeah. Philly nuts. It's
That's pretty good.
yeah. It sucks because it would have been um a lot more fun, a lot more hype, and a lot more meaning to it. But still, is so I'm kind of like numb to it. I'm like, yeah, if we lose, it's just like fuck, like we lost to the Cowboys, and you're gonna have to hear the cockroaches. But it doesn't mean anything to us or them. The only thing it means to them is that they win one more game, maybe that. Like
I
there's
mean,
not.
part of me thinks like if if Dallas beats us with our backup quarterback, right, that will gas Dallas up, right? They'll be all gassed up. ESPN will have their Super Bowl odds to 100%,
Right.
and right, and that will. I feel like that. I mean, in some weird world that where I'm lifting myself out of my fandom, well, kind of still in fandom, but like out of my like wanting to beat Dallas and just forgetting about that we're playing Dallas this week, right, or whatever. It feels like that is totally like a way to set up Dallas for success because they're that kind of team, right? They're that kind of team for sure.
So
Their
yeah,
players, their coaches, they're from the ownership on down. They're that kind of team. They're gassed up. Everyone's egotistical. They think they're the shit even when they're not the shit. Even ESPN, they must be on fucking Dallas payroll.
yeah.
You have a good point there because Dallas hasn't been playing good football lately. So getting a
Since
win
forever.
would,
Since forever.
Since 1996, Ty Detmer.
Since 1996, Ty Detmer, man. Jeez. Like we had Rodney Peete and Ty Detmer. That's the last time the Cowboys were good. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
We needed the internet to remember that shit. Nobody would remember that shit if there wasn't the internet.
had to go on the dark web for that.
The dark web. Only the dark web remembers Dallas Cowboys being America's team.
But I think that what happens on Saturday, I'll be disappointed if they lose because obviously it's Dallas, but not as disappointed as I would be if it was Jalen Hurts against Dak, and then it was like a whole meeting. Then it would be like, oh fuck. But I can't bring myself as a Philadelphia fan. I'm not like I'm rooting, but like to just like sit back and be like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. It's Dallas. Because it sucks. Like I remember even in 2017 when they played that last game against Dallas and it meant absolutely nothing. They played on New Year's Eve. I think that when you watched it with me, Dan, that's when they were sucking ass and it was like 2 degrees out. And that's when I said if Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl, I get number 9 tattooed on me. But like even then, like it meant absolutely nothing. It was the last game of the year, and I was like, motherfuckers.
So you don't have number 9 tattooed on you now?
No, I don't. I never got it.
That's a shame.
But I should.
Well, you just said it on air now. You said it on air now. It has to happen.
And last year's game, that's another thing would give me like a nice moral victory of what they did to us last year when we didn't have not a single starter and they just had all their men and they just decided to blow us the fuck out.
So they were so hype about it that they
were
third stringers.
And they just kept pushing the score up.
Yeah, like okay, great. Like
I'm gonna be living in the moment, and we need to beat fucking Dallas. I don't give a fuck about our Saints pick. I don't give a fuck about. The only thing I care about is beating Dallas right now.
But it would be such a great thing. Like it sets up so perfectly. Like Christmas Eve, you're at Dallas with your backup quarterback, and you fucking Dallas in Dallas on national TV. Like,
amazing. I want it.
Yeah, like I can't not root for that as a Philadelphia. So.
And then we could send some cheesesteaks to somebody to Minshew's whole family.
Yeah, we'll send them all bomber jackets.
Just buy them some some jets. That's all. Some bomber jets.
Yeah. So what do you think? So what do you think about Saturday? Honestly, like, what do you think the chances are? Like, they went from, one when Hertz wasn't hurt, then they went up to 6 point underdogs, and now it's dropped back down to five, and it was like 5.5. I'm not sure what it is now, but so do you think Minshew can get it done? Think Minshew mania
Oh yeah.
lives?
I definitely think he's ready. I think he's amped. I think just him being who he is, I think he's gonna be ready to do it. It's an
I mean,
opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for him, and he's gonna capitalize. And he's gonna do it for Mike Leach.
yeah. I mean, it would be great. I mean, is there a better character right now in the NFL for a backup quarterback than Gardner Minshew? Because I think we have the
He's the
best,
man.
honestly. Like like you guys were talking about when I got on, like we covet the backup quarterback. We really do. We've always for
Yeah.
the backup quarterback, for the little guy, for the underdog. Like we pride ourselves on that.
Yep.
Like I call it the Rocky effect. Like
Yeah. It's
it's
definitely
always
it's definitely a Philly thing too. Like what
it's
other
just
what other franchises have
yeah. We
this
don't
many
want the
backup quarterbacks that like have legendary status, right?
yeah. We don't want the flashy, you know, flashy guy. We don't want the white collar guy. We want the blue collar guy. We want the lunch pail guy. We want the guy that is flashy. Like
Damn,
that's
it
why.
went down to 4. What
Oh,
the
did it?
hell? What's going on? What is that about? I don't, if that's right, what I'm looking at, it's FanDuel, so that they got it at 4.
It's Minshew
Oh.
mania.
So this is his time to shine, man. Like
Yep.
listen, if anything, and he does go out and just does great, we'll talk about this forever, man. So he's got kind of
He'll
like this,
he'll go right in history books with
yeah,
Garcia,
yeah. You
Bulls,
guys were just touching on that,
high
like,
level Detmers, and
yeah.
all those guys.
Yep.
He really,
You know,
what?
backup
They
quarterback
might
that
set
goes.
him up for a
What
good
does it go?
Super Bowl,
Foles. Foles is number one, and then probably Jeff Garcia, right?
Yeah.
And then probably AJ Feely, and then who am I missing?
And then there was a couple people from
Coys and ties, the Detmers. We'll put the Detmers together. I mean, I'm trying to rank our backup quarterbacks throughout history.
Yeah.
Right.
So
we had a couple people come in for Randall too. I don't know their names off the top of my head,
But like I'm talking about like
in our
ranking
time.
them.
Oh yeah, ranking them too.
not Doug
Ranking them as from best, like the top ones, right? And Nick Foles is weird too because he was our starting quarterback at one time.
Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Came in for Randall, right?
Do you know who I'll throw in there and tell me if it counts or not? Because starting out, actually, this guy was the third string quarterback when he got here, and then he was the second string quarterback the following year, and then he became the starter. You know who it is? No,
Sanchez?
Michael Vick.
Oh, really? Not yet. But I mean, I'm talking about. That's a good one.
It is. When he got here, it was McNabb, and then it was Cobb was supposed to be.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
And
But that can't count though
was the
because
third
Cobb was not the starter, man. We all knew it. We all
in
knew it.
2008 when he got here. That was McNabb.
That's only because he killed dogs.
Cobb
Fuck
was,
Michael Vick.
and then when Five got traded to the Redskins that off season, it became Cobb's team, and it was all about Cobb. And then he got face drilled into the ground in Green Bay.
Yep.
And Vic took over.
Yep.
Back up.
Well, yeah, it doesn't count.
And then
I don't.
Nick
I
Foles
will
came
no.
in for him.
I say no.
He,
I say it's a really good call out though, but I say no.
All right.
Because just strictly because everybody knew Kevin Cobb was not the fucking guy. We all knew that shit.
No,
And also, Michael Vick only was the backup because he was redeeming himself from the crimes that he's committed, and he was luckily to have been granted another opportunity to be Kevin Cobb's backup.
Yeah, Andy Reid, man. Andy
I
fucking
was
Reid.
living in Miami that year when that happened. I lived in Miami when we signed Vic. I remember I lived in this complex. I actually lived in a complex with a former NFL player.
Really?
Yeah, his name was Eddie Jackson. He's kind of famous. He has a show on the Food Network
Really?
called Barbecue something. He's from Texas.
Think
Dude,
I,
huh?
I think he was on my fantasy team one year.
No, he was a special teamer. He was a nobody in the NFL. He played on the Patriots, the Panthers. He's like special teamer guy. I mean, he was definitely a ridiculous athlete, but he didn't really do anything in the NFL other than special teams. But he's fucking cool ass dude. Eddie Jackson was his name. Super fucking cool, and he's super great chef, man. He used to barbecue for us all the time, dude. He cooked some amazing shit. And then next thing I know, when I leave Miami, next thing I know, this motherfucker's on the Food Network. He won one of those competitions, Master Chef or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him his own show. I think it's called Barbecue Blitz was the name of the show.
Nice.
Because he's a former football player and he's a fucking barbecue master. It's called Barbecue Blitz on the Food Network.
Damn, I have to look that shit up.
Dude can cook his ass off, bro. I ate a lot of anything he cooked. I ate. He was a master chef,
Nice.
and he won the fucking competition too. So,
Yeah.
and he fucked mad bitches in Miami Beach too. Dude was a pimp.
He's like, I'm a something on your face.
And he had his friend that would hang with us, and he had a cousin, or his friend had a cousin. His name was Quez something. He actually played for the Eagles.
Watkins.
No, it was not Quez Watkins. This dude had one leg shorter than the other, and he had 3 nipples. I swear to God. Dude, I swear to God, he showed it to me. His third nipple was under his armpit. He showed it to me. This dude was so cool, dude. He was the coolest fucking dude. He's this black dude, probably about the same height as me, had one leg shorter than the other, and had 3 nipples, and made it to the NFL. And played for the Eagles. I'm gonna find his name.
Was he also a black backup in Total Recall?
Probably. I swear to God, I'm not making this up, dude.
What are you gonna?
It sounds like I'm making this up, but I'm not making this up.
What are you gonna? Black X.
He said him and he said he smoked a lot of weed with Carell Buckhalter. He was on the Eagles around that time. He smoked a lot of weed with Buckhalter.
I believe that.
Like before team meetings and shit.
So Dan, what's your take on Saturday?
Oof, man. So, as I said a little bit ago, I'm not really overseeing it. I'm kind of in this, like with you, it's like one of those where you're not going to be too.
Quentin was his name, not Quez. Quentin. Sorry.
Quentin, nice. But man, I really think it's going to come down to it's not going to be blowout, and there's not going to be any blowouts in this game. I think Minshew is going to come in. He can play, so he's going to come in and be able to efficiently run this offense. I believe so. I think they have a really good chance. So, but I don't see a blowout coming on. I think it's going to be a close score in this coming up. So, I'm going with Dallas.
Okay.
Score probably it's not going to be crazy. I think we're looking at 27-24.
Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either. Like even if Minshew doesn't do that well, I just think that overall the entire Eagles team is so talented in every single. Like they didn't lose anybody else. They haven't lost any of their offensive line, which means Their running game is going to be good. They're going to be playing inside, so they don't have to worry about being cold, the wind, or anything like that. So even if Minshew doesn't do that well, I don't see them getting their doors blown off.
Yeah.
I really don't. So I actually think it's a high scoring game because Dallas's defense can be, it really can. As can ours with the run defense, with Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. Like, he's still got stuff left in the tank. Pollard is obviously, a Pro Bowler this year, and their defense is no. I hate Dallas with passion, thousands burning suns, but I got to give them credit. Like, they've lost line, and Kellen Moore's offensive coordinator is kind of shit in the bed lately with this offensive play calling. Dak's been throwing a lot of interceptions, and look, their defense has given up. How much did they give up to the fucking Jags? Like 35 to the Jags? To the Jags? Even though it was like a pick six, but still, you gave up all that points to the fucking Jags. So.
And Houston too. They 24 maybe? 24 to Houston.
They gave up. Yeah. So it's like they've been stumbling and bumbling and just about beating teams the last couple of weeks, except for that, interception last week. They haven't blown out anybody since they played Minnesota.
Yeah.
What happened, in Minnesota? Somebody said
Minnesota stays in Minnesota.
Dude, somebody said the other day, they're like, you know what Kirk Cousins is? They're like, what? They're like, he's either Joe Montana or Hannah Montana.
I think you sent that to us.
Yeah. I was done. Bro, there's like.
Oh, you said that you actually sent that to us. You said you heard somebody on the radio say that.
Yeah. I was dying. I was dying when I heard that.
We should post it as a meme if nobody told you should steal that. If it's not a meme, it needs to be a meme.
All right, I'll make it.
We'll save it for the next time Kirk Cousins shits the bed, which he will do probably in the playoffs really soon.
Yeah, most likely. They play the Giants this week, Minnesota.
Dude, imagine if Minnesota has to come to Philly for the conference championship game again.
That'd be ridiculous, man.
Well, we'll be there.
Sir, fuck it. We're there, man.
You gonna go, Brent? Dan and I are gonna go.
I'm gonna go. I'm definitely going.
Were you there for the? Hey, my dad's watching. What's up, Dad?
Yo,
Michael W. Parks the first.
Senior.
And there's also somebody else watching. Acela Sports Company. They say, we are a manufacturer and supplier. Do you want customized product? We make customized uniform. Thank you. Appreciate the offer.
Tell your friends. No. But thanks.
If you want customized uniform, hit up Acela Sports Company. There you go. Free advertisement. We got you.
Yeah. Now send us free stuff.
Yes. Can we get some free stuff? We'll take it. What's up, Dad? Are you watching? Chat. Give us a chat. Do you know how to chat while you watch video at the same time? I don't know if he knows how to do that. His Apple Watch. He's got to talk to his Apple Watch. Oh, you know what? He wants me to. Where's that football at? He wants me to show off the stuff he gave me. Where's it? We were talking about the past earlier. And hey, Acela Sports Company says hello. Hi, Acela Sports Company. So my dad just gave me this.
What?
It's got it's James Trash.
James Trash.
It's James Trash, Todd Stinkston, and Fred X signed on here.
Wow.
Fred X is right there. Wait. He said if you can see the 84. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
That one right there.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
I got dropped for some reason.
Oh, no, are you okay?
Yeah. I was just talking to you guys, and I was like, you hear me. And... Sorry. I'm back, though. You black. You see me?
You dropped what we pick you right back up.
That's what you do.
But yeah, this is all. And my dad also got me. He got me these mugs. I sent the pictures to you, but these nice mugs. One is They're Steins, not mugs. One has got the Eagles versus Raiders championship games on it. It's from back then, and the other one is Phillies one from back in the day too. Pretty cool
Nice.
shit. And my dad keeps every time I go to his house, he's got more Eagles shit to give me. He's like, I got that old school Ron Jaworski jersey. I got that beautiful pleather Eagles jacket that I wear every day in the winter. I love that jacket. I got another Eagles winter jacket that he gave me. It's pretty
I
awesome.
need my life. I need an Eagles jacket. I don't have one. Actually, I do have one, but it's like that really like raincoaty Mitchell and S that Kelly Green one that I got. But I need like a winter one.
Yeah.
On
I
the
got
rock.
two winter ones. They'd be big for you though.
Dude, I saw one at Rally House the other night, and it was reversible, and it was the old school, and it was the silver with the old school Eagles across the front, and then you flipped it inside out, and then it was all Kelly Green here, and then Eagles and silver across the front. Dude, it was.
Yeah, they had some dope jackets here. Yeah, I've seen a couple that were nice.
I went to the mall and saw some nice ones. I saw like the silver ones that like Jalen Hurts. You saw Jalen Hurts wearing. There's like silver ones with the old school logos. Man, they look so sweet.
Oh, dude. All right, midnight. Get my prediction and get out of here.
Yeah.
Good. Them packages ain't gonna deliver themselves tomorrow, and I've been working so late every night.
Dude,
and today,
people who are getting their packages delivered tomorrow, man, what the fuck, bro? You buy your shit at Black Friday and then be done with it.
bro, I'm working Christmas Eve until God knows when.
Jeez. I'm not ordering anything until like after Christmas is over.
Do you know it poured rain all day, and we got an inch of rain, and then tomorrow we're supposed to get
worse, right?
more rain tomorrow, and then it's gonna
It'll be
drop
a
to
shit storm.
8 degrees tomorrow night. 8, and then Christmas Eve when I'm out delivering, it's going to be a high of 20 degrees.
God bless your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's.
It ain't Chicago though, so you'll be all right. Says Jalen Hurts.
So I'm tired. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I can't. Sorry, I can't do it. First numbers come to my mind: 31-27. Birds. Minshew Mania goes wild. Dak throws at least one pick, and you watch Jerry sit up in his fucking little crypt keeper lair, like
Jerry and Chris Christie.
Crypt keeper lair.
Yeah, up in crypt keeper lair press box, all mad. And then we'll play the Saints. We'll play our starters for their first half. We'll blow them out, and then the rest of the half will be all backups, and we'll still beat them. And then the Giants game will mean absolutely nothing. Maybe for the Giants, but not us. And All Access Sports Company said check your DM on our Instagram.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. All right, cool. All right, well, I need to go to bed because
I'm getting tired too.
I'm going to be up early and doing this crap.
Oh, I didn't give my prediction. I'm going to say Eagles run game is going to be great. Dallas is going to be aggressive, and it's going to bite them in their ass. And Dallas's offense is going to be shit. Eagles 26. Dallas 13.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
All
right, you guys signing off?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, yo.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms at Qbfs Show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Tell your friends. Tell your kids. How'd your wife? Fuck Dallas. Dallas sucks. Have a fucking Merry Christmas.
Yes.
From all of us here to all of us you.
Merry fucking Christmas.
You filthy animals.
You filthy animals.
Peace.